Donald Trump's human printer, Natalie Harp, just became a major talking point for the midterm elections. Yes, people refer to her as Donald Trump's human printer, but other people say there's something else going on there. We know that Donald Trump and Natalie Harp were hiding in a catering container when Donald Trump rushed off old Air Force One at the end of the NATO summit in Turkey in order to run away and hide after he believed that he and Natalie may be targets of an Iranian assassination attempt, because that's what Netanyahu told Donald Trump. But now, Democratic Senator Jon Ossoff, the senator of the great state of Georgia, just did an incredible campaign rally in Atlanta where he brought up Natalie Harp. Yes, Senator Ossoff went there and he said, the thing about Donald Trump, he doesn't give a crap about the American people, not one iota about the American people. All Donald Trump wants to do is take, and do his insider stock trading and run away with Natalie in these catering containers while the American people suffer. Here is Natalie Harp as she's leaving Air Force One, returning from Bedminster with Donald Trump. You can see her there with 2 laptops and 2 phones right there. Senator Ossoff at his speech in Atlanta brought the house down. May I say he's looking awfully presidential right now. I know he's got a Senate campaign to run. He's running against MAGA Republican extremist Mike Collins, and Ossoff just obliterated Collins during this rally. I'll show you what he said about Collins as well, but I do want to mention that Ossoff is looking awfully presidential. But here he is doing this incredible speech and saying, yeah, Donald Trump just wants to go away and be with his Natalie. Here, play this clip.
And while the sailors on the Lincoln fight his war, while he fruitlessly drains our munitions and oil reserves, the president sleeps through his meetings. He golfs and trades stocks. See, he doesn't want to do the job. He wants to build his ballroom and travel with Natalie on their apparently defenseless flying palace gifted by the Emir of Qatar.
Told you. Senator Ossoff over here then talks about how the Trump regime made the American people pay more for everything and took us to war on lies. Here, play this clip.
Now remember, he promised to lower prices on day one. You remember that? And I want the president's remaining supporters to hear this, because it was all a lie. Under Donald J. Trump, it costs more than ever to stock your fridge, to power your home, to make a cup of coffee, to buy school supplies for your kid or a tractor for your farm. Gas is up 30% since inauguration. Diesel, 47%, coffee, 35%, ground beef, 23%. They doubled your health insurance premiums and slashed Medicaid to cut taxes for their corporate donors and the ultra-rich. They made you pay more for everything and took us to war on lies and spent most of last year trying to cover up for the world's most famous pedophile while the crook president and his crook family raked in billions. While your tax dollars were put to work backing Trump's businesses. See, they are literally the elites they pretend to hate. So say it again with me now, Atlanta. Enough is enough.
More from Senator Ossoff here. This rally is incredible, by the way, where Ossoff talks about how many of the people who are here because you just can't stand what's being done to our country. Here, play this clip.
Atlanta, are you ready to win? Now, I know many of you are here today because you just can't stand what's been done to our country. Our government made a tool of one man's vengeance, power, and wealth. Prices soar while the president rakes in billions. Cancer patients lose insurance while the rich get another tax cut. We're plunged deeper and deeper into another reckless war. Private prisons full of families grow in size and squalor. The Justice Department and even our intelligence agencies are twisted to serve this president's vendettas. But in 8 weeks, Atlanta, in 8 weeks, we can cast our ballots and say enough is enough. In 8 weeks, we will vote to rebuke him so decisively that no president will dare such abuses again for centuries, Atlanta.
Senator Ossoff then talks about what Donald Trump and Hegseth were saying about day 9 of the war, day 40 of the war, what Hegseth and Trump were saying. These despicable gremlins. Here, play this clip.
So say it again with me now, Atlanta. Enough is enough. Now, he promised to lower prices on day 1. He also promised peace and gave us war. Now, in its 6 months, they drained our stockpiles to achieve nothing. Iran still has its uranium, Hormuz is still closed, and it was all lies. 18 brave Americans killed in action. Remember last year they claimed Iran's nuclear program had been obliterated? Then this year they claimed it posed an imminent nuclear threat? Both times lies. On day 1 of the war, listen to this, day 1, the president said the war was, quote, ahead of schedule. Ahead of schedule. On day 4, he declared victory. Today is day 170. And did y'all see Hegseth in front of that committee? Did y'all see it? Listen to this. On day 9 of the war, the incompetent Pete Hegseth guaranteed Iranian surrender. On day 14, he claimed Iran's military had been destroyed. On day 40, he said every single objective had been achieved. That was 4 months ago. They've lied nonstop about this war like they lie about everything. And they know they're lying, but they lie and they keep lying anyway because in this White House, they view persistence in deceit as a virtue. You hear me, Atlanta? And there's something uniquely despicable about lying a nation into war. Treating citizens as fools and those who serve as pawns.
More from Senator Ossoff right here talking about Trump's so-called Liberation Day. Here, play this clip.
And above all, Donald wants to get money. How much have you heard about the president's stock trading? When he first announced the tariffs, you remember that? He called it Liberation Day. And it crashed the markets because it was clown policy. You remember that? Okay, so follow me through on this. He announces the tariffs on April 2nd of last year. The markets tank nonstop for like a week because it's a disastrous trade policy. And 6 days into the crash, April 8th, Trump buys millions in stock. I'm talking Amazon, Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Berkshire Hathaway. And then the very next morning, April 9th, he posts on Truth Social, quote, "This is a great time to buy." 3 exclamation marks. Okay, now listen to this. 3 hours And 41 minutes after that post, one day after he bought millions in stock, he canceled the tariffs and triggered one of the biggest same-day rebound rallies in market history. He's trying to get money. And you saw now he's offering paid subscriptions to presidential announcements, right? Just understand what's for sale here. The sitting president's pronouncements on war and peace and economic policy delivered first to paying customers? What an absolute crook. And speaking of crooks, not a lot of people know this, but Congressman Mike Collins is literally one of the most active crypto traders in the entire Congress, House or Senate.
More from Senator Ossoff over here. I'll give you the full line that he talked about regarding Natalie Harp and how he connects it. This is what he does such a great job at. He connects Donald Trump's despicable personal behavior with the broader zeitgeist, with the broader situation that's taking place while the American people are suffering, while our sailors and Marines and incredibly courageous and brave service members are suffering. Donald Trump with Natalie Harp at Bedminster. Donald Trump and Natalie Harp hiding in container boxes together. Here, play this clip.
And there's something uniquely despicable about lying a nation into war. Treating citizens as fools and those who serve as pawns. Aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln, they've now been at sea for 240 plus days without a port call. It's a Navy record. And still they serve with excellence. And still they serve with excellence. God bless the sailors, Marines, aviators, and all aboard the United States ship Abraham Lincoln. See, they don't expect luxury. They'll endure hardship. But they deserve competent leaders who send them into combat only when necessary, and with decisive clarity of purpose, not fools who lie about the purpose and progress of war. And while the sailors on the Lincoln fight his war, while he fruitlessly drains our munitions and oil reserves, the president sleeps through his meetings. He golfs and trades stocks. See, he doesn't want to do the job. He wants to build his ballroom and travel with Natalie on their apparently defenseless flying palace gifted by the Emir of Qatar.
More from Senator Ossoff right here, talking about how Donald Trump and his sick regime talked about how tax cuts for the rich would somehow help the middle class, and it's done the opposite. Play this clip.
The Mar-a-Lago mafia really has taken American corruption to spectacular new heights. But corruption in American politics runs a lot deeper than Donald Trump. And see, I get why people voted for him. Because even before he came on the scene, American politics was coin operated. Money's in, favors out. It's been running on corporate money, secret money, billionaire money, both sides. And when members of Congress aren't fundraising from lobbyists and corporate PACs, they're just trying to dodge getting bombed by these super PACs. So spectacular wealth buys an ever greater share of power over our national affairs. And this corruption is why nothing works for ordinary people. It's why you pay a fortune for prescriptions. It's why your insurance company gets away with denying your cancer treatment. It's why we're promised progress and we get more of the same. So many broken promises. We were promised tax cuts for the rich would grow the middle class. We were promised Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. We were promised fairness only to see banks bailed out while millions lost their homes. Do you remember that? We were promised hard work would earn wealth and advancement. But for too many, the treadmill gets faster and steeper. Georgians work harder and longer, but the bills just get higher and higher. A 60-hour work week still needs SNAP. Santa can't make your little girl's wish come true this year. That bucket list trip is off the table for good. And the corporate disrespect is suffocating. Instead of reading to your child that precious spare hour after work, you're on the phone fighting your bank or the cable company. After a cancer diagnosis, you can't fight the cancer till you fight your insurance company while they try to deny you the care you need. A toddler's ambulance is followed by a $3,000 bill. So Trump promised to attack a broken system. I get it. Right target. Yes, the system is really rigged, but he's not unrigging it. He's re-rigging it for himself. So how do we unrig American politics? Well, first, follow the money. Citizens United was the most destructive Supreme Court decision in modern American history. And see, Donald Trump's rise is a symptom of all of this. And I suspect many of you are here because you recognize that our task is not just to contain his wickedness, but to cure the rot that gave rise to it.
Then Senator Ossoff rips Mike Collins, his opponent in the Senate race, to shreds. Here, play this clip.
And then there's the neo-Nazi propagandist with 1 million followers producing neo-Nazi propaganda at Mike Collins' house while producing promotional content for Mike Collins' business. This is a real thing that happened. And Mike still refuses to answer whether his business paid the neo-Nazi or if he just accepted the neo-Nazi services as a gift. The press asked him and he ran away. Did you see it? He literally ran away from a press conference. It was Mike Collins alone standing in a field. A reporter asks if he paid the neo-Nazi. He won't answer. Another asks if Mike endorses white nationalism. He won't answer. Mike literally gets so scared you can see his hand shaking at the podium until he just flees. A crumbling little bigot. And the sad spectacle of a collapsing campaign. Because see, Brian Kemp was right about Mike Collins. There's a reason Rick Jackson won't commit to campaigning with Mike. Why Brad Raffensperger won't endorse him. Why conservative WSB radio host Shelley Winter called Mike a bottom feeder. Why Coach Dooley condemned Mike's, quote, blatant taxpayer-funded corruption and said Mike's, quote, disgusting behavior does not represent Georgia values or, frankly, any values. Why Eric Erickson said that Mike, quote, knowingly hired a sociopath with a criminal record who was alleged to have used your and my tax dollars to subsidize his girlfriend. There's a reason one of the founders of the Tea Party said this summer, quote, I cannot in good conscience vote for Mike Collins. He is unfit for office, and warned that Collins would, quote, drag down the whole Republican ticket in Georgia. There's a reason. And that reason is Mike Collins is a known bigot under federal investigation for the illegal misuse of tax dollars, surrounded by neo-Nazis and white nationalists, widely known for his poor character and low integrity, who voted for war and voted to cut your health care and is unfit for any elected office.
More from Senator Ossoff right here about just the absurd situation that our country is in under this authoritarian Trump regime. Play this clip.
In Atlanta, what's required of us now is so much greater than what that small, self-serving politics can muster. I've got 2 little girls at home. Eva's 4 and Lila's 1, and I'm so grateful to this country for the security and the opportunity it affords them. But this isn't the world I want to leave them. Soon enough, they'll learn there's now plastic in human blood and breast milk, that toxic forever chemicals are in half the country's drinking water. Eva loves animal documentaries, and she'll learn that the butterflies are dying off. She'll ask me why I allowed these things to happen. She'll learn about the nuclear weapons that still threaten annihilation. And when you step back and consider it, the situation is absurd. Tech titans dig bunkers and warn us the new intelligence they're training could lead to mass joblessness or human extinction, and our Congress debates ballrooms and youth sports. We've amassed enough firepower to end the world 1,000 times over, but we can't summon the will to guarantee health care and pre-K. I say all this to say that it's the crushing weakness of our politics against the unmet needs of our people and the massive stakes of our times that's shaking our faith in the future. But Atlanta, I refuse to leave my girls a world as dark and dangerous and cruel as this one threatens to become. See, when Eva When Eva's old enough to ask me why I let this happen, I'm determined to answer truthfully that I didn't. I'll tell her how the same year she turned 5, Georgia stood up all together, all at once, and said, "Enough is enough." I'll tell her how we overcame every doubt and dirty trick, not just to win, but to set a new course for our state and our country and our world. Because Atlanta, our power's right there, just waiting for us to pick it up and use it. And a wave is building. The kind of wave that comes once a generation when the people have been pushed too far. And they decide all together, all at once, to say what? Enough is enough. The polls open in 8 weeks, Atlanta. 8 weeks. Atlanta, are you ready to work? Atlanta, are you ready to win? Thank you. God bless you. Let's get it done. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And finally, here's what he says about Mike Collins. Let's play it.
And the sad spectacle of a collapsing campaign. Because, see, Brian Kemp was right about Mike Collins. There's a reason Rick Jackson won't commit to campaigning with Mike. Why Brad Raffensperger won't endorse him. Why conservative WSB radio host Shelley Winter called Mike a bottom feeder. Why Coach Dooley condemned Mike's, quote, blatant taxpayer-funded corruption and said Mike's, quote, disgusting behavior does not represent Georgia values or, frankly, any values. Why Eric Erickson said that Mike, quote, knowingly hired a sociopath with a criminal record who was alleged to have used your and my tax dollars to subsidize his girlfriend. There's a reason one of the founders of the Tea Party said this summer, quote, I cannot in good conscience vote for Mike Collins. He is unfit for office, and warned that Collins would, quote, drag down the whole Republican ticket in Georgia. There's a reason. And that reason is Mike Collins is a known bigot under federal investigation for the illegal misuse of tax dollars, surrounded by neo-Nazis and white nationalists, widely known for his poor character and low integrity, who voted for war and voted to cut your health care and is unfit for any elected office. By the way, if you think what's come out so far about Mike is bad, believe me, there's more and worse on the way.
Powerful indeed. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching. Get your copy of WTF America right now as well. Thanks, everybody.
Before you go, our book, WTF America, is available for pre-order now. It's the story of how we got here and how we fight our way back. To pre-order, scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Let's do this.